I'm going to talk about a few things on this live stream related to my thoughts on what we can do in this current state of affairs and how we can best take advantage of our time. One of the things that Jared just mentioned in the chat is working on a demo reel. I think right now is a great time to work on your demo reel or rebuilding your portfolio. I know that for myself, I'm going to rework my Nick's Fort brand a little bit, which I have been doing in the past few months. I'm going to further rework that brand, and that brand is really geared towards helping you guys learn how to be successful filmmakers and freelance and stuff like that. So I'm probably going to make a dedicated website for Nick's Fort. I'm going to start working on some specific courses that I'm going to share with you guys. I'm going to start doing some specific group chats and stuff like that with you guys. So if you guys are interested in the group chat thing, if you go to my website, I'll drop the link in the chat. Let's see. Sorry, hold on one second. nicksfort.com/shop. If you aren't signed up for my email list, I'm working on my email list now. I think I've done like 1 or 2 emails in the past, and they usually have like a promo code and some special inside information. I'm going to do more of that. So if you want to sign up for my email list, go to that link, nicksfort.com/shop, and you can sign up for my email list. And I'm also going to do some stuff to help you guys out during this time. Like I'm going to probably help people work on their pricing. I'm going to help people get prepared for when the economy turns around. I want to help you guys out. And I'm probably not really going to be asking for a specific price point. I might ask for you guys to donate based on what you can do. I know that I'm not making money right now. I don't expect most people are making money right now. So I want to be helpful for you guys in that regard. So if you're interested in that stuff, go to my website, sign up for my email list. I'm going to be hitting you guys up over the next few weeks, probably starting today, maybe Monday. I'll send an email out with some exclusive offers and stuff like that related to like learning and growing together in the community and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm really not planning on charging money for this stuff at this point because I just want to help people, and I know this is hard times. So go do that if you're interested. So yeah, back to the thing. So if you're doing a reel, I have a video that I made about making a reel, and I will share a link for that in the chat. I'm actually going to share it from this is a great time to work on your reel, and I literally made a video, I don't know, not that long ago on how to make a reel and the do's and don'ts of that and some sort of tips related to working on a reel. So if you guys are looking for some real advice on your reel, I would highly recommend you checking out my video on how to make a reel, and you have plenty of time in the current state of affairs to do that. So after this live stream, you can check out that link above is how to make a reel. All right, so you guys can check that out if you are working on a reel, a demo reel. That's going to be super helpful. The other thing is working on your portfolio. Like I said, I'm going to work on my portfolio. I'm going to sort of make a new Nick's Fort website sort of thing specific to that. I'm going to reintroduce my Fortland Productions, which is my business. And I'm going to sort of repackage that. I've been talking with one of my friends who I do a lot of work with, and we're going to sort of repackage that as a specific niche for catalog production work. And I'm going to redo that website now that I have this time. Let's see if there's some other notes in here. So revamp your portfolio, revamp your reel. This is a great opportunity to learn online. Obviously, there's a ton of people doing live streams, and there's a ton of content online that you can learn from. I spend time binging learning stuff online for periods of time in my life. I'll binge super hard for a month or two, and I'll learn a ton, and then I'll take time away from that. Right now is an opportunity to really double down on learning. If you have money, you can probably get a discount on a course. If you don't have money, you can learn stuff on YouTube, or you can take advantage of live streams and all that good stuff. So there's plenty of opportunity to really learn and take that information. And then hopefully you can apply what you learn in your house. I know that like if you watched my B-roll videos, you could apply that in your house and do some practicing and learning and stuff like that. So learning is a good thing to do at this time. The next thing that I have on my list here is looking at your expenses and cutting those expenses. So that's a big one. And that applies to both your business and your personal life. I sat down with my wife yesterday and we talked extensively about where we can cut costs beyond the inherent costs that would be cut. We're not going anywhere. We're not going out to dinner. We're not going to a brewery. We're not doing anything. So those costs are just cut anyway. So that's great. So our current costs are going to be the cost of our housing, the cost of our health insurance, the cost of any subscriptions. So, I don't need Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus and HBO. You don't need all of those. Yeah, like you're sitting around, but like if during this time you can take advantage of this time to be productive, or you can consume a ton of content that you pay for. But like if you cut all those costs right now, maybe keep one of them, keep your favorite subscription plan or whatever, but just cut all those costs and then you're saving money. I made a video a couple of days ago about the 2 months for free of Adobe, and I'll put that link in here. If you want to do that, that is a great way to save some money for your Adobe subscription. Let's see. Let me drop that link real quick. Get shareable link. So cutting costs is huge, and I'm actually going to do an exercise with you guys right now. I'm going to show you my expense report for 2019 for Fortland Productions, which is my production company. I'm going to show you guys my expense report from my QuickBooks, which I just canceled. I just canceled QuickBooks because I'm moving to another platform called Wave because it's free. I don't want to spend the money on QuickBooks right now. I'm cutting that cost, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm going to do a screen share right now of my expenses from last year. And we're going to go through that and we're going to look at some spots where I'm going to cut costs. And then you guys should do the same thing for your own expenses, both personal and business. Let me pop this up here. All right. So in my expense report here, we can see under advertising is the first category. And let me get a little highlighter out, advertising. That was a little too much there, advertising. And inside of that, there's some costs to be cut. I do the Vimeo on an annual. I could get rid of that. I'll probably wait until July. If it's still a big issue in July, then I'll cut that. I am doing Squarespace for my website. I'm looking into some alternatives that may remove that cost, but it doesn't seem like there's, you can do a WordPress, but you still have to pay for hosting. And before you know it, I think you're going to add up to $10 a month. So I'm probably going to move away from Squarespace for my websites. I might move to Webflow. I'm looking into that now. If anyone knows anything about Webflow, drop a comment. Oh, nice. Someone's been using Wave. You love it. Tell me more in the comments here. Chat with me about Wave and your experience. It's free, right? That's the accounting software that I'm going to start using. I think that it's free and sounds like it's super robust. Tell me what you like about that accounting software if you're using it. Anyway, so I'm going to cut some expenses there. I do have some website domains that I could probably drop that I don't need. They're kind of just backups, but that's a small cost right there. Whoops, that I might get rid of. All right, let's scroll down here. I'm not going to be able to get rid of my LLC fee for the state of New Hampshire, which is where my LLC is registered. So that's going to have to happen this year. This depreciation equipment is a irrelevant entry that doesn't apply to an actual cost. It's based on my equipment that I'm depreciating over the course of many years. So ignore that. All right, so in dues and subscriptions, we've got Epidemic Sound, which is something that I do pay for, or I did pay for every month, and now I don't. I'm an ambassador for them, which allows me to give you guys a couple free months. So if you actually need some free music for a couple of months, I will give you guys a link for that in a second when we're done with this. I'll put that in the description below, or it probably is in the description actually. If you open up the description, there's probably a link for Epidemic Sound. You get 2 free months from me. And now that I'm an ambassador, I don't have to pay, so that expense is gone. QuickBooks is now $25 a month, so I'm getting rid of that cost. I just canceled that just now. Amazon Prime, that's an annual expense, so it was billed, and so by September, that's probably going to be back to where it was. I'll probably cancel that too, depending on things. But for now, it's already spent. All right, now down here we have some insurance policies. I did reach out to my insurance agent about cutting some costs related to my insurance. I haven't read the follow-up email from her yet, so I'll have to look into that. But that would be nice to be able to put some insurance on hold. My insurance is general liability insurance, so it's not necessarily something that I need if I'm not on set and I'm just at home. But it's not like a per project thing. So might be able to save some money there, maybe not. Then we have some legal fees. I got rid of my accountant. I did that in the fall, and so I've gotten rid of that expense right there. I'm going to be doing that myself. I didn't get rid of my tax accountant, so I will be keeping that expense. So in terms of my own accounting, I'm comfortable doing it. I've been doing it for a long time. So there you go. I saved $500 right there. Meals and entertainment, for the time being, this is all gone. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not spending any money on meals or entertainment. And meals and entertainment adds up to a lot of money. So if we scroll down, pages and pages from last year of meals and entertainment, so that's almost $4,000 right there that is sort of just going to be on hold. Mileage, not driving anywhere. I'm not spending money on gas. Office expenses, a lot of this stuff, is not something that's going to necessarily be cut right now, but I'm not going to be spending money on it. Internet and telephone, I'm not going to be able to cut those. If I cut my internet, I'm not doing anything, and I need my phone, so those are going to be staying. Although I could look at a cheaper phone plan. My brother-in-law told me about a Verizon plan. I pay $100 a month for my plan thing with T-Mobile, but Verizon has an option where I think it's like $34 a month or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Could save some money there. I'm going to check in real quick with the comments. Wave is free and great too. Yeah, I'm moving to Wave for my accounting. Hey, from Utah. Oh, wow. Hey, High Gravity, were you in that zone where that earthquake was? Tell me, was that crazy? That's why I do QuickBooks Desktop. I used to, the QuickBooks Online is just, it's good. I like it. It works great, but it's $25 a month and it's brutal. If you do the desktop version, you can buy it once and keep it. Adobe Portfolio isn't as robust as Squarespace, but you can put 5 portfolios into it for free with Adobe CC. You just need the domains. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'll look into the Adobe Portfolio as a website hosting resource. That's awesome. Thank you, Ryan, for that. I appreciate that suggestion. I like that this is streaming, not preparing, but I would still prefer to skip around and cycle through. We'll come back and watch later. All right, yeah, that's cool. I'm not going to go through this live stream and timestamp everything. I probably am only going to leave this live stream up for a week, maybe. I'm going to do a video on my channel about tips for the current state of affairs. And I'm going to be talking about a lot of the stuff we're talking about here in a much more succinct manner, and that'll be time stamped, and that'll be all polished up and ready for you guys to consume and speed through. Today it's going to be a little bit more rambly, a little bit more in depth, and also like happy to have conversations with you guys, answer questions and stuff like that. So this is sort of a learning experience, or sort of like a teasing out what's useful. So as I go through this, if you're paying attention, if you're watching this, drop some comments in the chat about what you're finding useful. So, all right, we're going to look at the expenses. We're back on my expense sheet here. I guess I was on my expense sheet the whole time. Sorry, I should have pulled my face up. Anyways, on the expense sheet here, and Google Suites. That is something, I have this charge here for $50 for my Google Suite account, and that is for getting my, yeah, I'm going to see if I can do a picture-in-picture here. Hold on. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. Sorry. Anyways, the Google Suites thing, I might cut that. I might cut that cost. It allows me to have unlimited storage on Google Suite with my email account, with my professional work email, but I could probably get rid of that for now. So I might get rid of that expense. I've got my Adobe costs here, which I mentioned already. I did the 2-month for free hack, and I won't be paying for that for 2 months, which is awesome. What theme song is that? All right, so yeah, and here we've got Hulu, we've got Prime, we got Netflix. You know, I already canceled prior to this pandemic. I already canceled everything except for Netflix. I'll probably keep Netflix for now, because, you know, we'll probably be watching a bunch of shows during this time in addition to working. I'll keep one of those, but, you know, save a ton of money by canceling that in the long run. And let's see. You know, this is, you know, shipping stuff. I'm not going to be shipping anything right now. Probably won't be getting any film. Oh, whoops. I won't be getting any repairs to anything. And then, you know, these supplies is mostly like gear and stuff like that. I'm not buying anything right now. I have no work lined up. I'm not going to be spending any of this money on gear. Travel. No one is traveling. I'm not traveling. That entire category of expenses is going down. And travel is going to be pages and pages of stuff here. Look at this. So much of it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money right there, travel. So we cut that out, and now that's gone. And as you can see, last year, my expenses for my business were almost $40,000. And that doesn't include subcontractors. So subcontractors are a big one for expenses for a business. So yeah, that's something to think about right now, is just getting rid of expenses for your business, for yourself. Anything that you don't need all the way, cut it. Don't spend the money on it right now. And I think that's a good practice annually to look at your expenses for your business, which I did back in January, and that's why I cut all these subscriptions to things. I cut a lot of stuff out. I was planning on cutting QuickBooks out anyways, and it just, you know, lined up with this. But cutting your expenses is a great way to increase your salary. All right, so something else that we can do now is work on our passion pieces, work on the stuff that we want to work on that we never have time to do. And that might be related to filmmaking, might be related to your freelance career. Maybe it isn't. It could just be anything. It could be like you're wanting to get into woodworking and now you can. Or you want to spend time doing clay sculpting in your garage and now you can. Or you want to make your yard beautiful and plant a garden. Now you can. You have time. So do that. Or if you want to work on a passion piece in your own niche in filmmaking, then write that short film you've been wanting to write. Or, you know, whatever it is you want to, maybe you, like myself, you want to work on some courses and revamping your YouTube channel. All right, cool. Now I have time to do that. And in line with that, something that is maybe not as personally fulfilling and maybe a little like, I wouldn't say risky, but risky, I guess, in a sense, would be to work on ideas for the future for your clients that you already have. So now you have an opportunity to think about developing ideas for your clients for the future when things get better, when the economy turns around and you have an opportunity to say, hey, I came up with this idea, I found this character, I found this story, I found this thing. You put together this beautiful pitch and you have it ready for when things turn around. And that might not be super fast. It might be like a year from now or 8 months from now or whatever point that comes. At least you'll have some stuff prepared and you won't have to do it then because you'll probably be busy by then. So take this time to think about the future needs of your clients. How can you help them in the future, and how can you work on pitches and treatments and stuff like that for them now while you have this extra time. So another thing that you can do right now that is totally free, you have time, is work on your client relationships. I literally called, I had a conversation with one of my biggest clients this morning just to check in and say hi and say, how are you doing? How is everything going with you and your family? You know, where are things at? And, we talked about that, but we talked about business and we talked about the future based on where things are at currently. And, we talked about the current pandemic and all that stuff. And it was good to just reconnect as an individual, as a human, as a friend, and sort of also be able to get a little feeler on what is the projects that we were talking about doing? What do they look like for the future? Are they still going to happen? Are they just postponed? Are they canceled? What's happening internally? Are people being let go? Are people, are the budgets being cut? And, one of the realities of that conversation was that marketing is one of the first things to go in a lot of businesses in times of struggle. And that's not a great thing to hear. But it's a reality. It doesn't mean it goes away, but it means that things are cut, budgets are cut. So as we come out of this time, don't expect it just to get turned back on. Expect it to become, I want footage, I want content, I want photos, I want video for cheaper now, because all the money is getting pushed out of marketing. I don't think that's an unrealistic thing to have happen. So I don't think that this is going to be a quick fix on the other end. I think things will come back and they will come back quickly, but I think people are probably going to have less money to spend. Not everyone, but a lot of people. So just think about that too. There's a couple other things you could think about and consider. If you have a phone call with one of your current clients, you could do that. You could, send them a handwritten letter, if you're not sick, and like maybe write it and throw it in the garage for a day or something and then mail it. I don't know. Or it's going to get touched by everyone anyways. Send a letter at your own risk, but it's nice to get handwritten letters from people. So that's a nice thing to do. Just connecting on a human level and checking in is a good thing to do. Another thing is stock footage, guys. Stock footage. I've never gone all in on stock footage, but I've been doing this for 12 years and I have a ton of footage. Tons of footage. So I'm going to spend some time putting my stuff up on stock footage sites. And I've done a little research now, and Black Box seems to be a good option. Do you guys have stock footage anywhere? Have you used Black Box? Let me know in the chat. I'm curious. Do that, and then I think I'm going to probably try to become part of ArtGrid in addition to the Black Box. Black Box is you post the stock footage to Black Box, and Black Box has accounts with, I think, 4 different sites like Shutterstock, Pond5, Adobe Stock, and one other one, and they post it to their own account, and then you get a share. So they take 15% of the fee that you get paid as a contributor. It's complicated, but it's like you can get it pushed out to multiple sites all at once, and then you can have someone do your metadata for you, and it sounds quite nice. I'm not interested in getting into metadata of stock sites and posting it in 4 different sites and doing the whole thing. It sounds like a small fee, small price to pay to get your stock footage distributed nicely, and then ArtGrid would be separate of that. And I am now an affiliate of ArtGrid 2. So if you want a free month of that, you can get a free month of that. And that link is below too from me. And Art List, 2 free months, actually. I think Epidemic Sound is 1 free month. Art List and ArtGrid are 2 free months. And those links should all be in the description of this if you guys want some free music and free stock footage to get you through these times. But, the stock footage is not going to make you money immediately. It's not going to be a quick fix in terms of getting revenue. But it would be a long-term investment in, continuous passive income in myself currently. Imagine I had set up my stock footage accounts when I first started 12 years ago, and now 12 years in today, I would be pretty stoked because I would have residual passive income from that, probably a lot of it at this point, coming in, and that would be another great little piece of revenue to have. So doing it now for the future, in case something like this happens again in the future, it's a good thing to do if you have time. I think that, let's see, I'm going to check in on the comments. Vini's vlog. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at pronouncing stuff. I'm just glad I'm not in debt like a lot of my friends. Still super scary times. Yes. Oh my gosh. I know. It's like I'm super fortunate to not be in debt. And my wife and I, we're not in debt in terms of like student loans or anything like that. We have a house, we have a mortgage, we have a very small loan on our vehicle, but that was strategically done when the markets were low, and we have some offsets for that. But yeah, if you are in debt right now and you have some debt obligations, that is not great, and you got to think about cutting your cost even more. And if that is going on, I'm so sorry to hear that, and I hope that that kind of leads me into this other point. I think that when I graduated college, I made a goal to make a nest egg immediately, and making a nest egg is huge. And that was like almost 12 years. No, that was 12 years ago now. 12 years ago now is when I started making my nest egg. 11 years ago now, I had completed it. It took me 1 year, and I made a nest egg. And since then, I've continued to work on it, and I've been working on that nest egg for 12 years, and that's really I'm really fortunate to have done that, and I hope that many of you have done the same thing. I hope many of you have a nest egg, and I hope that if you don't, that this situation motivates you to do that in the future. I hope that every single person in this country realizes the value of a nest egg now that this is happening. And it's such a bad time to have that, and such a shitty way to learn that. But if you don't have one, make a promise to yourself for the future, for your future self, that you'll make one. Try to save up like 10 grand for yourself. I know that's hard, and I know that's like unreasonable, or seems unreasonable for a lot of people, but I think that it's going to be, you would feel, that's going to make you feel a lot better moving in life. So yeah, nest egg is huge. Emergency essentials at home, that's another huge one, like for the future. If you didn't plan for something, like I'm not like a end of the world dude or whatever, I guess, but like I living in the Pacific Northwest, there's going to be this massive earthquake, so my wife and I had planned accordingly for that, which means like 2 weeks of water, 2 weeks of provisions, camping gear, all this other stuff. So we have these safety nets in place in terms of essentials for being stuck at home. And I think that's something that hopefully a lot of people will learn from this too. Nest egg financially, survival essentials for yourself, at your house, for your family, and just having that stuff ready and moving it in and out of your, so we'd rotate the water out when we camp and use it for whatever, and sort of replenish it and make sure it's fresh, and same with the food and stuff. I know this has nothing to do with freelancing. And the last thing for learning from this experience for me is to really cherish the moments you have with the ones that you love. And I can't stress that enough. Like, just cherish waking up every day, being alive, being able to breathe, and being able to, Skype with your parents if you can't see them in person. I've been doing that with great frequency. Just talk with the people you love, let them know that you appreciate them and really enjoy the moments that we have, and remember that in the future, and don't take it for granted. These times are hard, but we can learn a lot about how to live better lives in the future, and be better people and be nicer to people, but stay 6 feet away. All right. Hey, Zach, let's see. Fellow creative and filmmaker, it's really nice to hear your positive mindset in times like these. I agree. Taking this time to work on YouTube and short films and post. Yeah. This is a tough time. It's a scary time. So just so you guys know, I had this spring, just to maybe give you a little bit of, what is that word? It starts with an S. We're all in this together. That kind of, what the hell is the word? Synchrony? I don't know. Someone tell me the word in the chat, please. Anyways, I'm going to tell you about my spring. So I had a slow winter. I traditionally do have a slow winter. I haven't had a lot of work since, I think, wrapped up most of it in early December, and I had a little trickle in January for some stuff. It's March. So it's been pretty dead for a while, but that's expected for myself. It has been that way for 4 or 5 years now. It just kind of happens. But having the dead zone be this winter, and then now I'm supposed to be busy right now. Like, I'm supposed to be flying to Atlanta in like 4 or 5 days for a shoot for it was originally going to be a 3-day shoot, and then I was going to fly from that shoot up to Maine, and I was going to do a shoot there, and then I was going to fly home, potentially go to NAB, do some projects at NAB, and then at the end of the month, end of April, fly out to Colorado for another 3-day shoot, get back from that, and then go somewhere else for another 2 or 3 day shoot in early May, and a ton of post-production, plus 2 huge pitches for big clients. One of them being Timberland Pro, the other being United Airlines. We're going to be, doing these pitches. Both companies welcoming these really, really big projects. All of that was supposed to happen this spring, and it is all not happening. Tons of revenue, tons of work, tons of opportunity for the rest of the year, and the revenue for the rest of the year. It's all not happening. Most of it is postponed. Some of it is sort of like becoming more than postponed, more canceled. So that's scary. That's not great. That's a little depressing at times, but at the same time, like I said, this is an opportunity. Like, you can get depressed, you can waste your time watching TV and playing video games and just fucking off during this period, excuse my language, or you can look at this as an opportunity to take advantage of the situation for yourself. I'm not saying take advantage of other people, but I'm saying take advantage of the situation to work on your portfolio, to grow your reel, to get stock footage, to work on your business expenses and dial your stuff in for when things pick up, to work on your client relationships, to help other people have conversations and share, and don't waste this time and be sad. Look at this as an opportunity, and look at this as a fire under your ass to make sure that you're ready when things get back to normal, and make sure that you're doing everything you can so next time this is easier. Because I don't know if you guys are I'm a big advocate and learn a lot about climate change, and I think that the way the world is going to unfold in the future is pretty tumultuous. So being prepared on a lot of levels in the future is one of my goals. So hopefully you can make that one of your goals if you think that is the case. Couple more things here. and we'll wrap this up. I guess there is an opportunity if you have clients that are excelling in this state, in this period of time. You could try to lean on them to find work. Like if you have clients in the grocery industry, delivery industry, healthcare industry, I think those industries are probably booming. I think most other industries aren't. So if you have those clients, that's awesome. You might be able to help them out with content. You might be able to help them out with video messages. I see every single company is sending me an email about coronavirus, COVID-19, every single company. What if you sent a video message? What if you helped your clients send video messages where they were talking to the camera and sharing this message as a video? No one's doing that. That's a great idea. Imagine a person from the business was talking to you instead of you reading another page-long email that you're not going to read. Like, that would be awesome. Like, there's opportunities there if you have the right clients and the right connections to maybe get a little work. Also, like animations, I've done a lot of directing and producing of animations, and we don't need to be in person for that. We can do that all remotely. It's also a matter of like what companies have the money to spend, right? So a lot of companies are doing what we're doing, which is halting all costs, not spending any money. But if you find the right businesses that are not doing that and are able to thrive in this economy, and you're able to pitch them good ideas related to animation, and you get some animation work, that could be awesome. I'm not doing that right now myself, but it is something that has been in the back of my head. Like I said, I've directed and produced, 12, 15 different animations over the course of my career. It's not in my portfolio. It's not something I showcase a lot, but it is something, it's a capability I have. And it's sort of one that I could like push on right now if I wanted to a little bit. So think about that. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat before I sign off here. Let me see if there's any other notes here. I think the other thing is just being prepared for the work to come, preparing yourself for the future. I'm pretty tired. I feel like I've got a cold right now. I don't really have the symptoms of COVID-19, but I feel like I have a cold, so I'm kind of dragging ass. Probably gonna take it easy this weekend. Doing a live stream, YouTube, all that stuff takes a lot of energy. I hope that you guys stay well. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're not signed up for my email list, it's at nicksfort.com/shop. I'm gonna start doing some emails. I'm gonna put some offers out there, probably to help you guys out. And it'll be mostly, I think, donation based. So help people work on their pricing now, help people work, streamline their business, give some business advice. We can look at like proposals that you have and work through like what you did and what didn't work in terms of negotiations and all that good stuff, and sort of just do that as a goodwill for everyone, and try to help everyone out. So sign up for my email list if you want to get those emails about those opportunities. They will be limited. I don't have all the time in the world, and I'm not going to dedicate all my time to that, but I do want to help people out during this time, and I want to help people get ready and prepared for the future when things are better, because things will get better. And I pray for everyone that everyone and that you yourselves stay healthy and stay safe and stay away from everyone, and